all the stuff about William Lane Craig and Adam, I pointed out on Twitter yesterday, William Lane Craig does not have any concern about the once for all delivered to the saints faith. Or if he does, he defines that so narrowly that not even Apollinarianism, not even original sin, not even the historicity of Adam, is within the realm of the narrowly defined contents of the faith. And so all these people are freaking out because William Lane Craig is basically expressing the viewpoint of the large majority of what calls itself Christian scholarship today. That's one of the reasons you've never heard me I have often criticized Craig and Turek and that whole evidentialist classical apologetics realm for doing the majority of scholars view the resurrection this way, these minimal facts arguments and all the rest of this kind of stuff. I've never used that because I am well aware of the fact that the majority of scholarship does not believe almost anything that the scriptures teach because they're secularists, they're naturalists, they're materialists, or whatever else they might be. They don't believe that there was someone named Moses, or if there was someone named Moses, he had nothing to do with those writings that have his name on them. And most of them believe that there may have been a tribal chieftain named David, but we don't have almost anything he ever wrote either. And that the Old Testament is a badly cobbled together, badly redacted, badly edited mishmash, a mess of stuff, which is taught in the large majority of theological schools, whether on undergraduate or graduate level. That's what you're going to get hit with. And therefore, there's really no foundation for the New Testament to be seen as having any kind of consistency to it either. And so that's what you have in the quote unquote academy, which is why I've never cared to have a seat amongst the unbelievers. It's just, I want to do good scholarship, but I'm not interested in their standards and stuff like that, because most of them just simply don't believe that there is a unified, when they look at, I have my Jeffrey Rice 1977 NASB with me. I've got the NA28 too, but I'm going to G3 and Jeffrey's going to be there, so I wanted to bring these along. When I hold this book, I believe that God, from the first words of Genesis to the last words of Revelation, intends to communicate a seamlessly perfect but not simplistic message of his will in regards to the creation of the entire universe, and specifically for his people, so that they may be encouraged and have guidance and know what God would have them to do. And so this is not a simplistic revelation. It requires the greatest effort that we can put into it. But it does present a consistent message. And that's really a dividing line. There are so many theological professors who simply believe that there is no consistent message. I remember a fellow student of mine that went to the same church I went to at the time when I was going to Fuller Theological Seminary's Phoenix Extension. We took a lot of classes together, and we were at some type of a function for the church. And he just basically said to me, you just think that the Bible has pretty much one message to it, and I just can't believe that. I just don't think that it's as clear as you think that it is. And like I said, there were a number of people. This wasn't the same guy I was referring to, and I refer to this other fellow who graduated with a master's degree in confusion. But I saw it happen to a lot of folks. And so all that going back to, I guess the reason that Craig gets so much attention is because a lot of folks haven't taken the time to listen really carefully. I wonder how many people who responded to Craig's mythological, historical stuff about Adam ever listened to the debates he did with Shabir Ali. Now, I would, because I've debated Shabir many more times than he has. And so that makes a connection there. And I've debated Shabir on the same issues that William Lane Craig has. And so there's a real contrast in the answers that we would give, given where we're coming from. And so I just wonder how many people have heard him dismiss original sin as mere speculation, chuckle at the concept of inerrancy, if they're aware that he's a avowed neo-Apollinarian. Did they ever hear him actually likening the doctrine of the Trinity to Kerberos, the three-headed dog of Greek mythology? Have they thought through what Molinism even means? Most people don't really understand what Molinism means. And you put all that together, and obviously, from Craig's perspective, he doesn't feel bound to the history of Christian theology in any way. But the corrective that he would bring to that is not derived exegetically, it is derived philosophically. And since he basically views himself as the leading Christian philosopher, I really do feel that he does. He's told that all the time, and so I think eventually he's come to believe that. Then you can see why, given his acceptance of Darwinism and associated concepts that come with that, I wasn't in the least bit shocked, surprised,